go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go.
Good evening, what's up and what's good? And welcome to Locked on Sports Cleveland Browns postgame on this dreary Sunday evening after the Browns took another on the chin, 36-19 to the Los Angeles Rams. The Browns are now 7-5 and in a tie for second with Pittsburgh, even though technically they're in third place. Yeah, they're in third place because Pittsburgh has the better division record. But Ed, real quick. Well, first, let me do this first. First off, and get the captions ready real quick because this. It's like, what the hell can you say? Subscribe to the Allen Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. Subscribe and ring the bell and hit the bell. Get notified whenever Locked On Sports comes on live. Also, the chat lines are open. Hit us up. Hit us up. We willing to hear every goddamn thing today. Everything today. As you see on my what's the name here? The Browns defense has went south for the winter. That's my new name now. Ed, what is your take of the game?
Well, let's start with the first of some positives here. I liked Joe Flacco, his first drive, obviously. Oh, yeah, shout out to the Tar Blooders, obviously.
Yes.
We mentioned the pregame show, but Division 4 state champions, the Glenville Tar Blooders.
Yes, shout out to Glenville. What's up, my guy, Lee Johnson? What's up, my dude? That's my running back. That's my guy. What's up with you? Yes, 2-time Division 4 state football champs. That was the good news.
It was.
That was the good news on Saturday, football-wise. Now we about to go to the bad. Yes. Shout out to Coach Ginn.
Yes.
Definitely shout out to Coach Ginn. And now we're about to go to the bad.
Well, like I said, there was some positives. Joe Flacco's first drive with the Browns led to a Jerome Ford touchdown. That was a nice wheel route and everything. And, then they had 6 drives after that where they only had like 113 yards and didn't really do much. But that's to be expected. He didn't turn the ball over. Now, I will say, obviously, that interception didn't help things. But I don't know. I'm not going to blame him. He had about 5 minutes of practice during the week. He looked better than any other quarterback that we've basically had this year besides Deshaun Watson. So, I'll take it with that. He's a 38-year-old guy, comes in, does his thing. That wasn't the reason why we lost, and I'm going to harp on this, and I tweeted this out after the game. I fully believe this. If the Browns don't make the playoffs, which it's going to be an uphill battle if they do, it's not because of the quarterback situation. It's because this historic defense isn't so historic anymore. They remind me of the Buckeyes defense against Michigan. When they need to get a stop, it's just something about them. They don't get turnovers. Myles Garrett, I know he's coming off an injury per se, but he's playing in the game. I didn't really hear his name much. People want to bash TJ Watt, but when you're watching a Pittsburgh Steelers game, you never not hear his name. He's always in some kind of big play that ultimately impacts the game. And today, Myles Garrett, where was he at? I don't know. And that's just disappointing. And I think this Browns defense, Mr. Schwartz, you got all this praise at the beginning of the year. And like I said, we talked about it in the pregame show. When this Browns team goes on the road, they don't bring their defense with them. It happened in Seattle. It happened in Pittsburgh. It happened today. It happened in Denver. It just seemed I see a pattern here where a Browns defense gets exploited. And I was talking to my buddy before the game. And he was very confident. And I said, look, he asked me about the defense. I said, it's probably going to get torched across the middle. And when Puka Nacua caught that 70-yard pass across the middle of the field, like we always talk about, Keith, how the Browns are soft in the middle of the field, I was not surprised. So I'm just very flustered. I'm flabbergasted. I'm just mad about the defense because, look, Joe Flacco played his butt off as good as he possibly could. And if you would have said his numbers, and another thing we talked about in the pregame, how many times did he throw the ball? We said 25 had to be the magic number. How many times did he throw it? Keith, it had to be in the 30s.
42.
42 times. Not even in the 30s. 42 times. Oh my gosh. All right, 42. Keith, take over. I'm so mad, right? Take over before I say something to get us in trouble.
Go ahead. Anyway. I'm just gonna say this. The Browns defense has some soul searching to do. You're fine. They have some soul searching to do. I didn't hear nothing of nobody up front on the front lines doing anything. Actually, to be honest, I didn't hear of nobody. I didn't hear JOK's name. I didn't hear Myles Garrett's name. I didn't hear Tomlinson's name. I didn't hear nobody on the front seven's name today. And we made Matt Stafford look like the Matt Stafford of Super Bowl year Matt Stafford.
Yep.
And like I said, the Browns defense has went south for the winter.
You know, and we talked about this ad nauseum about how
I'm not even through yet. I got more.
Oh my gosh!
They went south for the winter. Think about this. Let's go. All right. This game, they made Nacua look like Odell Beckham out there when Odell Beckham got to LA 2 years ago. Giving up long play after long play. Matter of fact, they gave up the same play twice. The second one got nullified by a penalty of the jet sweep. And everybody know the Rams won that play. They was giving the Rams too much respect. The Rams receivers, they was playing off of them. I don't know. Nacua ran past 25 and Taki like it was a Madden game and everything. I was like, that's a blown coverage. What the? Mm-hmm. And it's like the defense done went south for the winter.
They showed the one. It's funny that you talked about the hand thing. You know, they were showing the one play where it wasn't a completion, but when he threw it to Nacua, whatever, he overthrew it. But it showed MJ Emerson at the line, and he didn't even make any contact with him. He got, you know what I'm saying? They kind of like did a hitch route, and then he went. And it's like at the line, they were talking. Even Sanchez was saying, he's like, "There's no hand count. They didn't even touch him at all."
Right. And I mean, they got anything they wanted. Third down. After the Rams went like 0 for 3 in the first 3 times on third down, I think they went perfect after that, or maybe like a good 80% after that. Converted on third downs, and that kills you. I mean, it wasn't like there was 3rd and 2s. There was like 3rd and 14s, 3rd and 9s, and they were converting. And I'm going to be honest, like, offensive wise, Joe Flacco did cool. I mean, did cool first time out from the street. You know what I'm saying? He did cool and everything, but we got the worst motherfucking wide receiver.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't have to say it. Thank you.
They cannot catch a goddamn cold.
Yeah.
It was about 5 or 6 drop passes today, and before it was, well, DTR throws a hard ball. Joe Flacco was just putting the ball there. Yeah. There. Flacco probably would have threw for about 300 yards.
He hit Cooper right in the thing, and you know, right here, and then he gets hurt. Was he really? I don't know. I think he's got his feelings hurt more than he got hurt. Whatever, but
Man, like I said, too many drop passes. Now I will say this. When it was 20-19 and we got the ball back, I don't think we had to do that play that
Yeah,
caused the
that was.
interception. It's like run the ball. Run the
Yeah.
ball.
Speaking of running the ball,
Be who you are.
yeah, we talked about that when in your 4 points before the game, and we were kind of running the ball when we did those draws, and Kareem Hunt was getting 4 or 5 yards, and I felt like we should have stuck with that because that helped open up a lot of that play action. A lot of those passes that he had success were off the play action, not just straight drop backs, and that's why I don't understand that interception play, because it was kind of like a straight drop back play, and it's like we didn't need to go for the home run right then and there.
Just run the ball. Didn't need to go for the home run, and that kind of left me like, what was this? And really, that killed him. I mean, Dustin Hopkins extra point miss. That was like the momentum changer, really, right there. I think killer. But in that same token, the defense did get a 3 and out.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you throw an interception on the first play. It's like, oh.
But,
it's like
and
this team, this offense does more harm to themselves than any defense could. Between the drop passes, penalties,
play calling,
turnovers. The Browns are probably in the top in turnovers in NFL.
We give them up, and we don't get any turnovers. That's the problem as well.
Defense didn't make no plays. No. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm concerned about this team going forward. Because next week, we got Jacksonville, and that's not going to be a picnic.
Denzel Ward better be back.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you don't, and I got it, and Miles got to be at least about 70%.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know how good effective he was today, because like I said, we didn't hear his name being called.
I didn't hear his name at all. So, and like I said, I'm concerned about this team, because I'm gonna tell you right now, this team could be 7-6 heading and going against Chicago.
Well, I doubt I'm going to pick them next week to win. If we pick the Rams to win, both of us today on the pregame, I doubt highly that we're gonna. We'll see. Now they got the Bengals tomorrow, though. The Jaguars. We'll see.
Yeah, but was I encouraged by what I seen from Flacco? I was slightly encouraged and stuff like that. I was cool. Now let me ask you this: do you continue to go with Flacco? Or if when DTR clears protocols, do you go with DTR?
I go with Flacco. Look, I think he proved enough today that he throws a nice ball. He's a veteran. Look, I think DTR is going to be a quality backup moving forward, because obviously Deshaun's your starter for the next 3 years, regardless of what happens. But this whole you're gonna be 7-5. You got these critical games coming up. Why put all that pressure on a rookie when you have Flacco? Now, if Flacco, here's what I would say. I would say to this: say next week we're playing the Jaguars and it's 10-0 at halftime, and we just can't get anything going, and you feel like you want to just put them in for a series starting the third quarter and see what happens. I'm actually okay with that. At this point, you got to do all hands on deck. You got to do whatever it takes to make the playoffs. So who's ever got the hot hand, I mean, you got to roll with that. So no, I mean, I would go with Flacco, but if he stinks up the joint, then yeah, I would pull him for DTR. Absolutely. You have nothing to lose but the playoffs, and that's the season, right?
Yeah, true. Because I think next week you're going to really see what we got on offense, because now Jacksonville will have tape.
Yeah.
They will have tape. And trust and believe, they're looking at what the Browns want, and then you don't know if Amari Cooper going to be back next week or not.
They desperately need wide receiver. Look, all I'm saying is in the offseason, I don't care who the general manager. Look, wide receiver has to be first priority. We have no playmakers besides Cooper per se, but he's hurt. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to re-sign him. He can't catch anyways anymore. I don't know. To be these people say no, he's a number one. He's a number
honestly,
one. He's our number one, but he's not a number one.
Honestly, he'll be back next year. Because he got 1 more year left on this deal, and I'm gonna be honest. If he's not back next year, who is your number one?
I don't know, but
with the evil laugh.
Yeah, I sense that. You got to go out and make a trade. You got to do. I don't know. They got to do something. He's a number 2, but they got to go out there and try to find a younger number 1.
Yes, they got to get a burner. They got to get somebody who can streak down the field. And they don't have that, and I think that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem with Deshaun.
Yeah, he's used to weapons.
Thank you. They didn't have that guy that can go out there and go get it. Where he had Hopkins, but he also had Fuller on the other side.
Will Fuller. Yep.
Yeah, that could go get it. Here, it's like he got two bikes with training wheels. With Cooper and Elijah Moore, they're not gonna burn nobody.
No.
They're not no threat to burn.
You got to have a vertical threat. We don't have a vertical threat.
And Tillman is in the same mode like Cooper. You know what I'm saying? He's not a burner. So it's like, because truthfully, the perfect spot for Elijah Moore would probably be in the slot.
In the slot, yep.
That would be perfect for Elijah Moore in the slot. But they need another guy that can go get it. Well, shit, they need another guy that can catch the damn ball.
Yeah. Well, props to David Njoku today. He actually caught the ball. Unfortunately, his foot was out of bounds before he made it.
Tight ends was the most effective thing on offense.
Yeah.
To be honest, and Ford, he caught a touchdown pass.
They did some good. They did some good things, just not enough. Here's the thing with the Browns: it's like they get a good drive together, and then you can't have the next 6 possessions where you basically do nothing. You at least every other possession, you got to at least try to be in field goal range or move the ball between the 20s. And we get so I don't know. We score a touchdown, and you made a great point, a great observation in the game. You said this. You said you're worried about them not scoring 20 points. How many points did they score? 19. It wasn't going to ever be enough.
And I'm going to also show you something on the orange board that I also said.
Yeah.
Here on, let's see, actually, point number 4, got to protect Flacco. Why did this man have to throw 42 times? Why?
Because of number 2. I think they weren't the trenches. They weren't winning in the trenches.
It was 20-19. We got the ball back, and we had okay field position, but you still had 6 minutes left in the game.
Right.
You still could have ran your conventional offense.
You have a good field goal kicker. I mean,
yeah, what we do.
we bombs away.
And this goes back to the board again. Again to the board. Do what they do best. Run. You ain't giving it. You not. How can I say this? You gotta. The thing. Let's just say this. The thing I know, as far as like Baltimore, Pittsburgh, you know what they're gonna do, but it's up to you to stop it.
Right.
They're not going to change a damn thing. They're not going to try to get fancy or nothing like that. They're going to do what they got to do, and you got to stop it.
They dictate the terms.
We had the chance to dictate the terms, and what we do, we try to be Air Coryell again. With a 38-year-old quarterback that ain't played in a year and a half. And on top of that, you don't even have your number 1 wide receiver.
No.
And truthfully, if Elijah Moore, I'm just going to say this, and I ain't trying to be picky or petty. If Elijah Moore knew that ball was going to be short, which it was, he should have been and played. That's when he got to play defensive back.
I don't understand it. I know it's like he gave up on it, and then you just made it was easy pickings.
Yeah,
I don't
said, "Oh, fuck it, let John Johnson get in front of me and everything."
If nothing else, just rip the. Here's what I would have done. I would have just taken the pass interference penalty, and I would have just tackled the guy. Just tackled before he could catch him.
Yeah. So I mean, But you got to protect your quarterback.
Yeah.
And I mean, and this is what I said. Remember when I said early in the show, in the first show, I said if Kevin sees success with Joe early, your man's not going to be able to help himself.
You were right. 42 times he couldn't help himself.
He ain't going to be able to help himself because he's going to think he can roost it down the field anytime, anywhere. And even though the terms dictate, stick to your game plan. Run the ball.
You know, it's funny. When Flacco was playing and they're doing
Especially, one more point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Especially, Ed, when the defense is getting gashed. Got to keep them on the field, off the field.
Well, I think to that point, what I did like about Flacco was when I was watching him play and he was doing that play action, it reminded me of the '94 season with Vinny Testaverde. But the one thing Testaverde had that this Browns team doesn't have: playmakers, weapons. Like we don't have enough. Like when Amari Cooper went down, all the things that they wanted to do, it would have worked.
Done.
It's done because you don't have the people to get the separation, to get to run the proper routes. To your point, with Elijah Moore giving up on that ball, it just
that's why you gotta be who you are. Number one on my board. Let's show it again. Do what they do best. What they do best, Ed? What they do best? Like Big Red said, office hours. What they do best. Yeah. What they do best, Ed? Kareem Hunt had a good game. He rushed the ball 12 times for 47 yards. What they do best. But hey, gotta love Kevin.
Kevin knows. Kevin's smart, the smartest man in the room. Okay.
And I'm telling you, if they're not careful, they will fuck around and be 7-7 before your eyes will blink again.
Well, I'm not picking them next week, so that makes us 7-6. So,
because now this is the stretch time. Now we in December now. I need the defense to show up. It was all cool in September when the weather was warm. But hell, LA, the weather was warm, nice, beautiful. Defense ain't come to play.
What's wrong, Keith? What's wrong with this defense? What do you? I mean, we could say injuries. Every defense gets injured. So I mean, obviously not having Denzel Ward, I get that. But overall, I mean, they have been playing not so well for the last couple. What's wrong with them? They had Walker was back today. So what's wrong?
Weak up the middle. Walker ain't do shit either today. He ain't do a damn thing either.
Is it a toughness issue? Is it a schematic issue? Is it?
I think what it is, you have went against two of the elder statesmen, veteran, experienced quarterbacks with Russell Wilson and Matthew Stafford. They have seen everything there is to see as far as defenses and stuff, period. And they can see formations and stuff and just pick it apart. Because you got to think about it. Matthew Stafford seen Swartz defense a lot when he first got to Detroit.
That's right. And then he saw the 49ers the last couple of the good years.
He hadn't seen the 49ers the last few years.
So he's seen it all.
Yeah, like, they got picked apart, and they got Trevor Lawrence next week, even though I don't think Trevor Lawrence is on those two's levels yet.
Right.
But Jacksonville is going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game.
Got to get penetration with that front four, like you said.
And our front four ain't doing jack. Because the front four has been pedestrian since after the Pittsburgh game. Last week they were silent, and this week they were silent.
Well, I mean, can't cry about it now. I mean, we're in the thick of things. Still 7-5. Still, Pittsburgh's ahead of us in the wild card, and then Indianapolis is behind us. But we're still in the thick of it. Must win next week. I mean, I know it's gloom and doom this week, but hey,
every game is a must win now.
Every game is a must win in the National Football League, and And we'll lick our wounds for 24 hours, but we'll be back at it. We'll be, there's ways to win and there's ways to lose. And I feel like the Browns recently have chosen ways in which it just makes it impossible for them to win. Like you said, being who they aren't. How you got to win with who, like, be who you are, like the number one thing that you said. And it's like these other good teams, these teams that have won consistently, like you look at Baltimore, you look at Pittsburgh, you look at teams that have, historically won, they don't change their identity for anybody else. You have to beat them doing what they do best. And unfortunately for Cleveland, they're in this Jekyll and Hyde right now where they say they want to do one thing, but when you end up throwing it 42 times, I mean, I think you're kind of showing your hand right there, and that you're willing to just abandon your game plan. And Kevin, you got to have conviction. If this is the game plan you got coming in, running, you say you're going to run the ball and play this, but then you don't. It's like, what message are you sending? That any adversity, you're just going to change it up? I don't know. I mean, I feel like Mike Tomlin wouldn't do it this way. John Harbaugh wouldn't do it this way.
Mm-mm. Mike Tomlin, especially after you lose your number one receiver, especially, he would have shortened that game up in a hurry.
Yeah.
He'd have shortened that game up in a hurry and everything, and then so be it. It'd have been on the defense.
Which, that's the thing right now with their defense. It's like, gosh, it reminds me, like, they can get the 3 and outs. Okay, they get the 3 and out, but it just seems like when we need that critical stop, it's like, and maybe because we're not getting turnovers. You look at other teams in the league and they get 3 and outs and we get 3 and outs as well. But the difference is on those other possessions, they're getting turnovers where we're letting them score. Like, we just don't get any turnovers ever.
And also, I'm going to say this. If you go back, you got this game, you got the Denver game, you got the Pittsburgh game, you got the Baltimore game. We have given up a big play every game.
Yeah, can't give up 70-yard touchdowns.
We didn't give up a big play every game since the shutout. Didn't they shut out Arizona? Ever since the Arizona game, going into Baltimore, Pittsburgh, these last 2 games they lost, they have given up a big play. Every game. Every game. Baltimore, it was the rookie dude, the young running back.
The fast guy, the real fast. Keaton something.
Keaton Edwards or somebody. You gave up a touchdown to him on a big play. You gave up a big play touchdown to Odell Beckham in that game.
40 yards.
And somehow, by a miracle, Deshaun brought you back and won. Pittsburgh, Jaylen Warren gashed you for a 74
yards.
Only thing saved you is that what's my dude? What's the quarterback name for Pittsburgh?
Pickett. Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett left a lot of plays on the field where he couldn't get in he couldn't find his receivers for some reason. Denver cut them up like a surgeon last week. Russell won the game the Seattle way last week.
Yeah, he looked like old Russ.
Where Sean Payton said, look, we ain't going to do nothing special. We coming in as we are. I'm going to let Cleveland fuck it up.
And we fucked it up.
Exactly. And today, Nakua looked like the second coming of Jerry Rice out there.
He was burning us in the middle of the field, around the edges. I mean, it was anywhere he wanted to be on the field. He was destroying our coverage. He was destroying. I mean, it was ridiculous. Like, I know he's an emerging player, but he is not Jerry Rice.
Yep. And then what did the Rams do later on? They came down. They went to Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp hadn't had a good game.
Old reliable.
Hadn't had a good game in about 2 or 3 games. I just said, wow. 36 points. That means the Browns have gave up 36, an average of 30-something points a game in these last 2 games.
Yeah, because 29 and 30. Yeah.
That's not going to win you nothing in this league. And if you can't get to 20, we're done.
you're giving up over 30 points a game and getting no turnovers. You don't have any chance.
And you're averaging only through 3 games. Let's see, through 3 been gone. The Browns have scored 44 points, which goes to an average in 3. That's about 11 points
12.
a game.
Yeah, 11,
12 points a game.
Yeah,
12 points a game. That's not going to cut it.
No.
That's not going to cut it.
That's why you said that 20-point thing.
Points a game. Yeah.
When you said 20 when we're going up over pregame predictions, and you said how you don't see them scoring 20. Well, you weren't wrong. They scored 19. I mean,
that's not going to cut it in the NFL because general consistency in the NFL, you're going to give up at least 21.
Right.
But if you only scoring 19, and it's already hard to check receivers and stuff like that and quarterbacks and stuff due to now how they protect them, to protect the receivers and stuff. It's like this team got a lot of soul searching to do.
Yeah. I mean, the competition is going to be a lot better next week. I mean, I know it's at home against Jacksonville, but I mean, I look at this team and it's like they keep getting worse in like every statistical category. It seems now. I know the quarterback play, was a little better today and things. The offense moved, but DTR was moving the ball last week until he got hurt too.
So I don't think that's the problem.
Right, it's that defense.
Yeah.
Some could argue, well, if your offense was sustaining more drives and maybe, but you look at the NFL, and especially even some of the good teams, there's 3 or 4 possessions where even good teams go and they don't do much. And it's up to the defense not to give up touchdowns. And there was a time during this game that the Browns were doing a good job only holding them to field goal opportunities and things like that. But it just seems like in the fourth quarter, when they need to get a turnover or stop them with under 7 minutes, under 7 minute defense is horrible.
That, and it seemed like the offense will come up with a play to break the defense back where it would just kill all the momentum. When Joe Flacco threw that interception, all the momentum just went out. And it was like when LA scored that touchdown and made it 27-19, I said, this is a wrap.
And it might have been different if say for instance when he threw the interception, if they would have tackled him right then. But it was also not only did he intercept it, but he had that big return all the way down to the third. That was the killer. It's like then you automatically gave him a field goal, and then
Yes. So Browns are 7-5.
Nice.
7-5, and what can I say on that one? 7-5. Next up is the Jaguars.
They got the Bengals tomorrow, so maybe there'll be some. I don't want to root for injuries, but maybe there'll be some rough play. Maybe some rough play.
Yeah, we'll see. You'll definitely see. Honestly, it's been a Ohio State got shitted on yesterday.
Cotton Bowl.
What is that? And ain't even a New Year's Six bowl.
Missouri. Does anybody want to see Missouri? I don't.
It's like the Who Cares Bowl.
Yeah.
The Who Gives a Fuck Bowl.
I do want to shout out my our Columbus crew making the MLS Cup final. They play LA this Saturday at lower.com field. So the crew can win a championship, and owners are Jimmy and Dee Haslam. So maybe the Haslams, they can't win wearing brown and orange, but they win with black and gold. And it doesn't work in Pittsburgh. It does work in Columbus.
Yeah, that's true. Congratulations to the Columbus crew. Yeah. I know this much. Now, let me see. And then pretty soon, and like I said, now a lot of jobs are going to be back on the hinge again.
Yeah, we're going to play that game again.
Just saying, I'm just telling y'all.
You're not wrong.
Not the brightest guy in the world, but dude, you go from 7-3 and you might end up back at 500.
Well, if I'm Kevin Stefanski, I'm looking at Andrew Berry and I'm saying, look, you want me to coach this team, which is fine. I get that. You're 7-3. But here's the thing. the Browns wide receiving core was, I always thought, overrated and very thin to begin with. And if Amari Cooper goes down, you're really, 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 really have a mediocre to bad wide receiving core. And that's not Kevin Stefanski's fault, because look, he's trying to run his offense with inferior or younger talents. Be real, yeah, Cedric Tillman, but he's a rookie.
Yeah.
He don't have much experience. They don't have anybody else. So I thought kind of think it's not just a Stefanski problem. This is a front office problem with the roster construction.
And think about it. You traded DPJ
Right.
for a bag of footballs. And you got
Why did they just keep him? Why did they just keep him?
You traded him. And I remember back when the DeAndre Hopkins sweepstakes was going on. And I said, hey, we might want to try to grab him up. People was like, no, we don't need him. I'm like, okay.
The fuck we don't.
It's like right now, Browns could have given a flyer to Darius Leonard.
Did you watch the defense today? I think he could have helped.
Yeah. But we don't need him.
We don't need him. We don't. This is a historic defense, Keith. Historic defense.
Like, what you talking about, buddy? We don't need no Darius Leonard. We got the greatest defense ever.
Yeah. They keep talking about this historic defense. How great. Every time they talk about it, we give up a touchdown.
Greatest defense that then gave up 29 to Denver and gave up 36 to the Rams.
Matthew Stafford's the sixth oldest quarterback, too. It's not like he's not,
yeah.
They were showing the stat before the game. I think Flacco's the second oldest. Rodgers is considered the oldest, even though, when he comes back. And then Flacco's second. And what's his face is sixth, Stafford. And you're letting these old men just go around there and giving up 36 points to these old guys.
And think about this. If think about this, which would really be something. Aaron Rodgers started practicing with the Jets. So.
If he comes and beats us, Keith, if he beats us on the...
I don't even think he's going to play personally.
I don't think so either. I would, yeah. But it'd be so Browns-like that he comes back and beats us, though.
Because why trot him out there and you 4-8 now?
I know. There's no chance of the playoffs.
You really got no chance or no hope at the playoffs. So I don't think he's going to play. But like I said, Browns got to get that defense tight.
If they don't, I don't see another win on the schedule.
Exactly, because think about it. If you go by the quarterbacks, you got Trevor Lawrence coming up.
Justin Fields,
and Justin Fields can burn you too.
Yeah.
I had him in fantasy last year.
Yeah, I mean he can
I know. He can burn. He can be a thorn in your side too. And think about this. The Browns have trouble with mobile quarterbacks.
I know. Yes, exactly.
Trevor Lawrence is mobile. Justin Fields is mobile. And who we got after that?
It's let's see. It's Jaguars. It's
Jaguars.
Bears.
Oh, we got Houston.
Houston, that's right. Houston. That's right. CJ Stroud. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh boy.
CJ Stroud. Let's see. Then we got the Jets.
Yeah, we don't know what
that's. We got the Bengals. We don't know what that's going. We don't know what those two going to look like.
Right.
But those three that's ahead of us, we know what they're going to look like.
Better get that defense shored up. I'll tell you that.
Because Trevor Lawrence going to be playing for playoff position.
Yeah.
Justin Fields just going to be playing for his career.
Yeah.
And CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud's in the playoff. They're in a playoff push.
Yeah, they're 7-5.
Yeah.
And that's why I said they could not lose this game, because now you fall into that iffy area now. Where you was on certain ground, now you on shaky ground.
Yeah, thank goodness Pittsburgh lost today, but like I said, their schedule is pretty easy as well. So we'll see.
Their schedule is easy, really. They probably could win out.
Yeah.
They should win out. Let's just say that. Because I'm gonna tell you this. I bet you next week Tomlin had them boys ready to play.
That's not gonna happen again. They're not gonna do what they did today.
I bet you everything next week he had them boys ready to play. I don't know what happened today, but he'll have them ready to play. But right now for the Browns, we'll see. Not doom and gloom. We got to strap them up for next week and everything. But also, we can go into the games that we predicted.
Oh, yes. Okay, let's have some fun
Ed,
here.
you were right.
I'm telling you. I'm telling us
You were
49ers.
right. Ooh. They made a statement.
Mm.
They went into Philly and laid one on the Eagles.
They punked them.
They was mad.
They must have. They're more mad than what I even thought. I did not have such a. I said 31-27. I did not say what happened, but
They was mad. And then tonight, they was mad. I was wrong. Ed, you were right.
I wasn't that right, though. I like I said, I thought it was a much closer game than what it was going to be. But to the 49ers' credit, they came out and, they were mad about last year, and it obviously carried over. And they're healthy. They're healthy.
Yes, sir. Then also tonight is Kansas City and Green Bay, which is in progress now and everything.
Okay.
So we'll see what's going on with that. And like I said, this game right here, it sucks.
Well, we were right, though. We did both pick the Rams to win.
Yes, we did. We did both pick the Rams to win. Because I said Browns ain't going to get 20 points.
And you were dead on.
That's
what jinxed us, Keith. We would have had 20, but you said that, then he missed the extra point. It was all downhill from there.
Just looking, it's like, how are they going to get 20 points? Then when Cooper goes down, that was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Then they drop passes and misguided penalties. It's like, what the heck is going on here? But hey, next week they strap them up to play again against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah. And the Browns will be underdog. I bet you on that.
Yeah, at least a three point. I would say maybe even 4.5, maybe.
Right. Yeah. I ain't gonna go that far. 4.5.
I don't know.
They might go 3. I think they'll probably go 3 and everything. But hey, far. There's nothing else to say, basically, and everything. It's just one of them disgusting football weekends.
But let's talk about what we got coming up. So Wednesday, we have a We Like Sports show. Well, Keith and I will be there Wednesday at 5:30. So tune in for that. We'll probably we'll preview the Browns Jaguars, but we'll also talk college football playoffs. It'll be a few days after. We'll talk about the Florida State getting screwed. We'll talk about Alabama always sneaking. And there's so much to talk about, so much politics to talk about with college football. So tune into the We Like Sports show, 5:30, special time Wednesday this week, and we'll get you covered and all set with that.
They got screwed because the NCAA is in bed with the SEC. Yeah, I said it. They suck in the SEC's what.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned. Because I could actually, how I look at it, how it should have been, I get it, Michigan number 1. Washington number 2. The Penix had a hell of a year.
Yeah.
And 3, if you want to move Florida, I would say you could say Florida State, but if you want to move Florida State to 4, I get it.
Right.
And if you want to move Texas up to 3, I get that.
Exactly.
Because Texas beat Alabama, but then you brought Texas, then you brought Alabama, and it's like the SEC Illuminati or something, and hit them people up or something like, hey, you better have an SEC team in there. Yeah. I don't know what you talking about. I'm going to have an SEC team in there. And I'm going to tell you, Jalen Milroe going to give Michigan fits.
I hope so.
That dude is the truth. Because every time, and I figured this out, and I told my son this, he a Michigan fan. I said, the reason why Ohio State hasn't beaten you in the last 3 years, we haven't had a multi-dimensional QB.
That's right.
You haven't had a dude that can run and pass. And when Ohio State had Braxton Miller,
JT Barrett,
who is the other guy? Somebody else too. I can't remember. They
Right.
had Haskins for that 1 year. Haskins for the 1 year.
Obviously, Troy Smith. They had,
Yeah.
I mean, you go
It's
back
like,
from the domination from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
obviously, Terrell Pryor. I mean,
Yes. When Ohio State have had multidimensional quarterbacks, Michigan has had trouble with the Buckeyes.
yes,
When we get those standstill, want to drop back pass dudes, statues, it takes Michigan off the hook because Michigan knows that quarterback is not going to run, and they can put more coverage on the pass game,
Yep.
which makes it harder for them to actually go downfield.
Yeah.
And till Ohio State get a dual threat quarterback again,
Yeah. Bring back Urban. He likes those dual threat quarterbacks. He'll run them to death.
honestly, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm gonna be honest with you,
7-0 against.
because Urban took that rivalry seriously.
Oh yes,
He took
yes
it
he did.
seriously and fiercely,
Yeah.
where he made show Michigan wasn't coming nowhere near Ohio State. But the Cotton Bowl. Ugh. Well, Harrison not gonna play in that game.
No, I would no, he's not.
I doubt if he plays. If he plays in that game, I will be shocked.
No, he's no.
I
mean, like I said, it'll be a game where I'll watch it because it's Ohio State, but and maybe what they need to do is have some of the younger kids that I'm saying, just showcase some of them to see what we got. Even that Lincoln Keenholz, the quarterback that we got, I'd like to see him play for a quarter just to see. Why not? I mean, we know what McCord is, so why not have even Devin Brown play some? Why not?
Yeah. Devin Brown got to change his number though. Can't be 30.
I cannot do 33. I'm with you. That's an abomination back there being 33.
You got to change that number. That 33, I'll be like, huh?
Yeah,
dude,
I don't like it.
Dude, this is 2023. It ain't 1923.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
It's like, dude, you got to change that to number 3. Then maybe I'll take you seriously. You know what I'm saying?
The Buckeyes need to take the transfer portal very seriously when it comes to quarterback.
They got caught slipping this year.
They did.
Hate to say that. They got caught slipping. But a lot is yet to be seen and stuff. But anyway, Ohio State will be playing in the Cotton Bowl on December 29th. Ugh. That's ugly. But anyway, you got anything to say in closing before we get up out of here?
No, like I said, Wednesday 5:30, We Like Sports Show, and then Keith, obviously, you got your stuff. Your top 10 is going to come out. It's obviously going to change.
Yes.
Coming
this week. Couple people will be omitted out the top 10.
Could one of them be the Cleveland Browns?
You'll see on Wednesday.
That's why we love it. There's the tease right there.
You'll see on Wednesday. Hey. You'll see on Wednesday.
Steelers lost bad, so maybe, hey.
I was up here before the show started this evening. I was listening to the instrumental to Fat Al, and I was just singing to myself, the defense got clown, the defense got clown. The defense got clown, they done got clown, they done got clown. It's been 2 weeks now. They done got clowned. Anyway, everybody be safe. Have a good. Don't fall off the bridge. You still got another game to go to. Got Jacksonville, but the defense got to get some heart because they starting to go out looking weak now and everything. And I understand people are hurt. But injuries are part of the game, unfortunately. And hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Browns lose 36 to 19. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It didn't even be like Debbie Downer and shit and stuff. It's like, damn, had to lose to these dudes. And think about it. Aaron Donald didn't really play a big part to the end.
Right. When it was garbage time.
Yeah, it was garbage time. But hey, here's what it is. Like I said, please subscribe to the Allen Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. Ring the bell, get notified whenever Locked On Sports video comes on, whether it's Locked On Sports postgame or Locked On Sports pregame or Locked On Sports top 10. Top 10 or anything else. Get notified when content comes on. Also, everybody have a good week. Unfortunately, we got to start the Monday off sucky. But hey, they're 7-5 still over 500.
That's right.
Now, can we get past 7? 1-7 last year. We'll see. We will definitely see. But anyway, this is your man Keith Allen with
Ed in Columbus.
And we signing out. Browns lose 36-19. This is Locked On Sports 216 Browns postgame. And we're out.
Go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down. We reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.